Yeah. Hi, how are you doing?
A day at a time.
I've replaced mushroom, hot chocolate, and masturbation with sleep. No, I've replaced sleep with hot chocolate and masturbation. I don't know if it's working. I tried to sleep but couldn't.
It's efficient in the pinch. I don't know if it's a good long term.
I mean, it gives you like happy, like dopamine, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't build, it like, gives you the things, but I still would have liked to have felt well rested today, considering that I have to get up and go to work. The problem is that I've been on my days off, I have suddenly become a morning person, which is really gross, but like it is what it is. I get up at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning and then I go for like a run or a walk in my forest, right? Which is fantastic. But then by 9 o'clock, I'm fucking tired. Like, I'm tired. And that is problematic because Wednesday to Saturday, I start work at 8:30. And then I go through till 4 o'clock on Wednesdays, 5 o'clock on Thursdays, 6 on Friday and Saturday. And then I don't leave straight away. I'm there for like at least another hour afterwards. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my brain. I
What
started taking ADHD supplements instead of
supplements or medication?
no, supplements. I started taking I don't know if I should drop it. Like, I started taking Thesis because, um,
Oh,
I got so frustrated with, like, the situation. Like, I found a good ADHD doctor who, I could go see, but, like, you can't just book with them if you have insurance. You have to go through a third party, and the third party is useless. So I just got mad in true like ADHD fashion, got sick of the bureaucratic bullshit. So yeah, I saw online that you can like get like supplements that are like customized to you.
mhm.
So I did all the like little I went through and did the like the quiz and got
Yeah.
I don't know, it's got like 3 or 4 different things in it. I, it feels I feel more focused. I feel like more like motivated for sure. I don't think it really does that much else, but do feel better. How you doing?
Good. There's a
You look
lot like
pretty.
we thank you. I threw a face on between having to do everything else at the
That's
same
why I'm wearing
time.
glasses.
I have a lot to catch up on, but I'm gonna stick to
Yeah, so let's do it because it's the end of the year. So this will be our second to last one. And we'll get more organized for the next one. We'll do like a countdown and of like our top what, like our top 10 like events and stuff. But so it I think it came to our attention, like was it this week? There was people talking about like contracts, right?
yes.
Uh or lack of contracts. Like booking gigs without a contract.
There was a contract in this one in
There
particular.
was.
Oh, yeah.
So was it written by a lawyer?
It looked like it was copied and pasted from another agency, even though this was not an agency in question. So basically how it went was there was a club and he had connections to this club in particular had a connection to a promoter in another state. Promoter in
Mhm.
another state kind of going around to some of the events that have performers like night moves and those kinds of events where you see a lot of performers kind of mixed in with the showgirls and some of the adult performers are showgirls and so
Mhm.
everyone kind of mingle and kind of just approaching as if they were an agent and connecting them with this club in another state. All of the girls had a really bad experience and some did not get paid, some got underpaid, some were having to threaten lawsuits to get paid.
Mhm.
And just recently, someone that we both know was not paid at all
Yeah.
for and kind of gave me the whole rundown. So basically there was that. I feel like you might be more
So what's the point in having a contract then?
well, in the contract it states that, if you get caught trashing the club on social media,
Okay. So was that
be
the
sued.
issue in
And
question?
no, that wasn't even the issue in question because I talked shit about them myself and I was not a performer there. So
Right.
there were a few catches in this contract that state if you slander the club in any way that or just spread any rumors that you would have to pay all the money back plus attorney fees. And then there was another stating that if you didn't promote to their liking for the event, then they could not pay you. So this
So is it
promoter
a
wants you to
standard
do the work.
is it a standard contract that they've taken, or have they added more of their own shit in there? What
It
is
looks
in
like
there
they
to
took a
protect
standard contract that they
right, that they copied?
copied
Which
and
they
then
can't
they
do
amended.
if they don't have like, all of the agents that we use,
Mhm.
they have to have a license. You have to be licensed as an agent for people to come back and forth across state lines and do these types of booking.
Can you say that one more time, but really loud?
Agencies have to be licensed to do what they do, to be able to book people to go back and forth across state lines. Agents need to be licensed
What
to
do they
send
need to be
out
licensed
contracts.
for?
What do you Are you
What
joking?
does it No, 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 I need it said out loud for the audience.
No, the agencies have to be licensed. It's a fact. Of the like that's why you get a lot of like I mean, a few of the like agencies that we use, like they're run by lawyers.
Or
You
they
have
run
to
a risk of
like you have to be licensed. Like, it's one thing to just, like, like, it's okay. I don't know. I as from look, from my perspective, right? A contract doesn't mean shit if it's not written by a reputable person. Like, what are you gonna do if it's not right? Like, you could take if so s okay, the problem with it is you go do a booking, right? You've signed this contract that has all of these stipulations that, like, doesn't have something specific in it, like, that you didn't promote the club enough or, like, if you don't promote the club enough or, you say something shitty on social media, like, that's so vague. Like, if you don't have an agency then to protect you, to make sure that you're getting your money, like, what they could just turn around and say, like, "Oh, you only made 3 posts and we wanted 5." Like, there has to be something specific, right? I don't know, like, all of that type of stuff is I don't when you have an agent, that's why you pay you 15%. Like, I don't understand, like, anytime I've done a booking without an agent. I have not had a contract, but I have had a physical written agreement with
Mhm.
the parties that I've gone to perform for. And it's been because we're friends. I trust them. Do you know what I mean? They would prefer to just self book and save money. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
that's one of the benefits of being able to self book is that you can save the club money and yourself money. So because, agencies usually charge about 15%, but there is a reason for that. So
yeah.
I don't know if you're signing a contract that didn't come from an agency and isn't specifically written by the lawyer of the club, then I'm kind of questioning what's going on. Like, what's with the contract? Like, so this promoter, did the promoter write the contract and is the promoter taking 15%?
So, this promoter actually signed on behalf of the club, but does not even work for the club. So the
Okay.
contract appears to have come from the club, like a manager or something.
Okay. But okay, so when the club so when
The club Yes? Yes. And the
okay.
actual person in this specific person actually was at the club too with the
So whose
feature
responsibility did it say in the contract was it to pay the feature?
club, but
So
signed by the promoter.
so the club didn't even necessarily know that that had been the agreed upon price? I feel like the club is at least partially at fault for dealing with somebody like that.
Yeah. Well, they both came down on me pretty hard, but I just kind of let it out. I just left it there. So, you know, so people know. Because, we do have the girls do talk, the features do talk. And a lot of us stay very quiet about situations that we find ourselves in, especially as newcomers. You don't wanna fuck up your reputation. You don't wanna be that girl known for,
For causing
causing
problems.
problems. Yeah. But
Yeah,
also, that makes it easier to get sucked into the wrong areas. So,
right.
I get why a lot of that stuff was only brought up in private, and I remember this particular issue coming up months ago in our
Mhm,
own private group. I think you might still be in it, the feature group.
mhm.
So I kind of referred to that also, but at the same time, in your mind, you're going, "Okay, well, so and so just did that booking. They had nothing wrong to say about it."
So
And then it comes
have
out
other
that
features
so and so actually was scared to, and they are still waiting for their money.
so did other features experience this? Is this not this isn't just one feature thing?
Exactly. It's not a one feature thing.
So who are they blaming? Who are the features that they blaming the club or are they blaming the promoter?
The promoter.
Okay. So has anybody let me ask you this though. Have any features tried to go and self book and circumvent the promoter? Like just go around the promoter,
No.
book directly with the club? Because if the club isn't paying for features and still getting them through this promoter, I feel like they definitely understand what's going on.
But no, they d for sure.
Hmm.
So, there was
This
that. I
whole
just felt real bad
situation
for her.
just sounds like so without me seeing the contract and without me
Mhm.
knowing like the exact like situations, do you know what I mean? But like that it's difficult for me to like comment specifically, right? But like, this whole situation just sounds really shady. Like, I don't know. I don't think that people should go into like should enter into like contractual agreements with people that don't have a good reputation.
Absolutely.
I would never go and do a booking, like and what I don't understand why a promoter would ever need to give me a contract. Like, I don't that doesn't make sense to me. Like, if they're not an agent, then why are they representing me, right? First of all,
It
like,
the
that doesn't
impression that
make
I
sense.
got is that he presented himself as part of the club.
Okay. And so that's the club's fault for allowing that person to be in that role. That if they're not working for the club, it's like they're utilizing that person to get them, but it just doesn't this whole situation just sounds so strange. But the club itself, I don't know. I can't comment on because I have it doesn't sound like don't even know if the club even like had those agreements with the entertainers and what they were planning on paying them. If they've got this
I
go between person.
could show you everything
That's
if we
not
ever
what I'm
wanted to get into it, but it's not, like,
wait, yeah, but like without it being specific, like this whole situation just sounds like it sounds really shady. And
dangerous.
I don't think that I don't know, like,
Well, I
I
was
have done
happy.
self-bookings, right? I've done
Mhm.
self-bookings before, but it's been with people that I know and trust and that I have a written agreement with them, and I will say that the people that I have done self-bookings with I have never once been let down.
But also you have your own form of a contract or an agreement, a written
Right,
agreement.
but it's a written agreement, and
Mhm.
at the same time, every single club that I've ever been to has paid me.
Mhm.
But most of the time, I've done it through an agency, and most of the time, my agents are lawyers or have a lawyer. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know.
This was ju to me, it just felt like someone who wanted to promote something
It just
or
sounds
trying
like
to act
some
like a fucking
cowboy shit.
baller, and he goes to an event, selects some girls, bring them up, promote them a little bit, don't pay them. It's in the contract to shut the fuck up about it, so they are quiet because 'cause they're scared and they go on to the next one.
But if it says in the contract that they're gonna pay you a certain amount of money, then that fucking contract is void. Like, if they didn't pay you, you showed up and you did the job and they didn't pay you, then I would see that that means that I don't have to shut the fuck up.
The excuse is that I was gonna pay you
But now you didn't shut the fuck up. That's
because
like
I said something and I don't have anything to do
but a contract usually stipulates that upon the
completion.
completion of your performances, that you get paid that night. Is that what the contract said?
But, and also on top
This is some fucking monkey ass
of
shit.
stuff, bullshit. Anyways, get your own contracts if you have questions on contracts. A
Yeah,
lot of
you
us know
can
where to
do
get your
contract. You
contracts.
can write your own contract or your own written
Yeah.
agreement, but like, fuck, if you don't know people, just get an agent and get an agent. Even if so, there's sometimes it's worth to just lose the 15% to call you, even if they want to pick you, right? It's sometimes
A
it's
lot of
more, it's better for the club and it's better for you if you've never done business before to just be like, well, who's your favorite agent? Because we'll just get this motherfucker to write up a contract. And then you guys both, there's some protection. And I'm I'm all for self-booking as well, but, like, if you're new and you don't know what you're doing and you don't have the connections, like, just use an agent, like,
I think the problem with that is a lot of that circle of agents, they'll cycle
the
where
same the same
newbies
10.
are gonna go, yeah, the same 10, but the newbies are gonna go to this agency, and they're gonna work for the least amount of money on the most grueling kind of tour, and everyone's gonna shut up about it because everyone had to do this. Bambi, can you please tell us, did you ever have to do that tour in particular?
You're talking I no, I never did that tour. I know what you're
That
talking about.
tour.
You're talking about the tour that where you're supposed to stay at the DJ's place. You're supposed to provide yourself with you're supposed to pay your own travel and accommodation, and you get, like, fuck all per show.
Yes, and you have to be the DJ's driver.
No, I came here and started at $300 a show, and I have done
300
yeah.
$300 a show.
But
Guys, 3 that's the
I
starting rate.
have done deals. I have gone less than that for clubs that have booked me for like,
Mhm,
many shows. Do you know what I mean? There's clubs that I have made money at that
where
I
you could
like.
chart yeah,
Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that when you know you're gonna
mhm,
make money or when clubs book you for, like, bunch of shows.
yeah,
But, like but no, that's when I
and
came
I wish someone would have told me this because I did that tour twice, and actually I turned it down the 3rd time because I'm I'm a real girl. I'm a person.
yeah,
Like, I don't wanna go through that again. I have real life shit to deal with.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's all about, you know,
but there's some girls look, I don't wanna tell people what to charge because I don't know, I don't know your life.
charge what you think you're worth.
Yeah, well, it's not even about what you think you're worth because, like, I when we were at Expo, like, one of the club owners that I respect and love very much, like, he was there talking to another actually, I'm just gonna shout him out, Tom Naylor from Archibald's. He was there and he was talking. He was sitting there with Justice, and they were sitting there talking about, like, working out stuff with features and if how, features can add to your club, and how there's nothing wrong with, as a club owner, when you've got entertainers that you wanna book, but you don't have the money necessarily to book porn stars,
Mhm.
or, like, girls with that really high price range, like, she'll just work out a deal with them when they're in town, like, work out when they're gonna be there and what their date is and try and work around, like, if they've got a free date and maybe you could get them in, at an affordable price, and I have done that with people,
Of course,
and there
yeah.
was there was a
Wow.
famous porn star there that definitely disagreed with that situation. She was like, I know my worth and I'm never gonna book less than that, and that's fine, like, if that's how you feel, then that's fine, but I have done those deals, like, I have been in town for something else, and I have contacted my agent or that club and been like, "I'm gonna be here for this time doing something else, and I'm not under contract to be at a club, and that means you can have me without the accommodation and without the" you know what I mean? I do it at the club that I'm running now, like,
Mhm.
Beaches, like, they come into town and they're like, "I'm gonna be here for that time." Great, I will pay your rate, to do your show, but you're in town, that saves me
Yeah,
started this, like, it saves
and
me
it's working. It saves the
yeah,
club, yep.
100%. Like, there's nothing wrong. I'm not like, this is why I don't like being, like, so, like, this is how this works, like,
Mhm.
because there's more than one way to do it, and there's nothing wrong with doing deals, and there's nothing wrong with making agreements that work out for both parties. I'm a little confused as to why there needs to be a promoter involved when it comes to a club, but at the same time, like, sometimes it is better for there to be a reputable agent in the middle of you because you don't know,
Absolutely.
like, as from the perspective of a club, like, if I book somebody and I don't know that they're gonna show up, like, that's gonna stress me the fuck out if I've spent money to advertise them and I don't know if they're reliable. So the contract
Yeah,
protects me. However, in that same breath as an entertainer, I want it in writing to say that upon my completion of my performances that I am gonna get a check. Uh,
exactly.
yeah, sometimes like, that is why we have agents. So, yeah, I don't know. It just
I think it's really hard for and like you said, it's really cool that clubs are going out and doing that now, that they're
Mhm.
spanning out in that sense, but at the same time, someone coming in new who doesn't know who to talk to, how to go about it, whose toes they might be stepping on, it can be
Listen,
really scary.
a friend of mine called me, and they have a girl that is wanting to get into featuring, and I gave her the gist of it. We talked, it was, like, for, like, 15 minutes, and she was like,
Mhm.
"Well, can I cash app you for this information?" I'm like, "Absolutely fucking not." Like, no, I'm here. This information is free, but, like, I feel like there is a number of people that have done this for long enough that would be happy to point you in the right direction and
Mhm.
that don't have a like, a
Ulterior mo
ulterior
motive.
motive, right? And those are the people that you need to find. Like, you need to
Yeah.
find somebody that you trust that can probably give you some advice. Because I'm, you know, I
It's
understand. I
you know,
understand. It's rough. It can be rough.
when I first started, all I had was one girl who had been around the scene a little bit, who gave me the rundown on some people and whatnot, but one of the most eye-opening things she said to me was, "It should not cost you more than $100 tops to compete in a show." To
Mhm.
compete because you have to get there, they should not be charging you to stay there, they should not be charging you for your presence.
So I'm of two minds about that. Um, I don't know. I get why people feel that way.
And I don't wanna say it's right or wrong, what I'm saying is that I didn't even know that was out there because
Right.
no one had told me about EDIs until I was invited.
Yeah. But they have a very small, so I get it. Like, I get it why there's other pageants, like, the Exotic Dancer Invitationals is just that, it's an invitational. So you have to be invited,
Mhm.
and they have a small amount of people, right?
Slot.
It's like, how many newcomer spots do they have every year? 6 in
Yeah.
each area, so east and west, right? Maybe 8. So yeah, like, you have to get in there in plenty of time. So, you still need to know, like, before you decide, like, before we name any pageants or any competitions,
Mhm.
because there's a whole different way,
Oh,
like, there's a
when
number
I
of different
started, there was
ways to
not
go.
all these
Right.
other things. There
Right.
was just 2 that
There's
I
a
was
whole
aware of.
bunch of things that you can do, like, but, like, that's you may not even know how to do them. Like, like, when you first start, like, you don't even know about any of it.
Mhm,
So,
that's what
that's yeah. So,
but I met you.
yeah. Yeah.
It worked out.
For sure, but it's like that's the thing, like, you kind of just take a chance, like, some things are gonna be worthwhile and some things aren't, and different people have different experiences as well, like, I had pretty positive experiences with things that other people have not, right?
Mhm,
Things have worked out for me with companies or
mhm.
pageants, competitions, or even publications
Yeah.
that other
Oh,
people
yeah.
haven't. You've gotta just well, like, so you've gotta also just remember, like, some people I
The last real Playboy. The
yeah,
last melon.
but that's the thing, like, I had a much more authentic and beneficial experience than you did, right? And I had a lot better representation, I was just luckier, and, I mean, I don't know, I also, again, did not I don't like I don't like to go through a middle person if it's not a licensed agent. You can't convince me. Like, I will pay. Like, when I first came over here to do Miss Nude World, I paid a lot of money. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I paid to compete. I paid to I paid to fly over from New Zealand, which was expensive. I had to pay for a bunch of shit because I still had to compete. Like, it's difficult for those foreign girls because you're already paying, like, thousands of dollars to fly over, and then especially if you come from New Zealand or Australia or Canada even, because our money is worth less. So then we're paying American prices, for our hotel rooms and all that kind of stuff. So we're already at a disadvantage as far as like what we've had to fork out. And then
Yeah.
on top of that, sometimes you're paying a fee and then you've got to still pay for your costume, your fucking like props and everything. So I went into it under no illusions, right?
Mhm.
It is what it is. And we've already talked about this at some point. Like when I got here, I think I spent around $20,000 to become a feature. That's what it cost me. So, and I'm not talking just in pageant fees. That's not true. Like modeling, I'm talking about, modeling, costumes, all of that stuff. A proper vehicle. I've said this before, right? It cost me when I first got here. It cost me a lot, but at the same time, it was worth it to me because I really wanted to do it. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't judge people when they make the decision to go and pay for something that, where they're going to get an award, or they pay to be in a publication, or they pay to whatever. But I do think that you should go directly, if it's a situation like that, I think you should go directly to whoever's running it, right? Or that you should have a proper licensed agent that has legal contracts. That's just, yeah. I just don't think
Also,
that I don't understand, like, especially when it comes to publications, why, like, if you have an official photographer for a publication, right? Why do you then need a middle person for that?
can I also say something?
Mhm.
I've noticed, you remember when I went through a certain middle person and
Mhm.
signed a bunch of contracts for magazines for some
Right.
worldwide publication. I did one,
Yeah.
and when that one publication arrived at my doorstep, Miss Angel Bow was here with me, and we looked through it, and it was absolute dog shit.
Mhm.
So, we're looking at it, she goes online, and she's like, "I know this guy," and she looks in her inbox, and the same guy you've had in your inbox
Mhm.
for free fucking submissions. So, if you go to the website, there's free submissions, but this
Oh,
person who was well respected for years as a
yeah.
feature
Yeah.
and then had the backing of a big named agency.
Yeah.
At their backing, was able to sign a bunch of girls to sign contracts, and
And just
because we
take their money.
trusted and just yeah, just take the money, and because we trusted them and the reputation that's behind them, we fucking did it, got fucked over, and she's fucking disappeared from the country. She's not even from the US, like, you can't even sue her.
Mhm.
Think about that. That was recent.
Yeah.
So, my story there, getting back to that, is that guy, Lewis, was back in
Mhm.
my inbox. He was in my unread or my quest.
But why is it Canadian? But this is the thing. This is like, and I am not blaming you at all. Like, I'm not
Mhm.
saying, but like, why is a Canadian trying to represent you for an Australian magazine?
She talked a good game, 1. 2, I will say at one point, after a phone call with, like, Corey,
Mhm.
Chris and Corey had talked, he said it was, like, legit, and I was like, "Okay, whatever." And I will say also, um a phone call really worked my emotions really
Mhm.
fucking hard on my self-esteem. Really, like, it was good.
Oh, no, I remember this situation.
It was good. She got me when she very good at manipulating people, like, 10 out of 10.
No,
Very
I remember
good.
she told didn't she tell you you had, like, your it was basically like your clock was ticking. This is, like,
Mhm.
your
She's like,
last
"Now or
chance.
never, bitch."
This is your last chance. Yeah. That's so
And it was and then I stopped taking my medication too around that time.
yeah.
And when I was taking her classes, I couldn't afford my meds anymore, and I was like I talked to someone behind the scenes, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm doing this for free." And I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't wanna have anything to do with her, and she got me,
"Had I asked you?"
but why didn't you? Like, any this is the thing I'm gonna say right now, like, I will give away any advice, like, I'm gonna tell anybody that they wanna know, like, it's my experiences for
Yeah.
free. I'm gonna be honest about it, and I have won and lost competitions, and I have been published and not been published, and I've gone through, like, 23 years worth of, like, of victories and losses, right? And I've
Mhm.
had multiple experiences, and sometimes two things can be true at the same time about someone, right? And I am never gonna, if I think that something is the right thing for somebody else, I'm never gonna be like, don't go to that person because I
Yeah.
didn't win their competition. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, I'm
no,
not that
yeah.
type of person.
Yeah, it's subjective. It's not.
And I have noticed that there is a little bit of that, right? So I don't I don't know. I don't get it. Like, there's some people get really like, they get a huge vendetta against one particular person, and there's so many problems.
Yeah, it's personal for a lot of people, and once the
Right,
ego's separated, it's
right. But, like, I would have said I was so angry when you told me the situation, like, the things that she said to you. I was like, "This is so bullshit." Like, it's so not it's
oh,
so
yeah,
wrong.
because oh, she tried to as soon as yeah, yeah.
But she'd also been in my inbox. She'd been in my inbox 6 months before, but I'd already been published. Do you know what I mean? I was used to I was used to being paid for publications as well because I'd been doing it for long enough, right? That I was
Mhm,
a pre this is how old I am. I was I was a pre-Instagram published penthouse pet, right? I was a I was a pre-Instagram published, like, I did picture people, all of that stuff. I even did, like,
mhm,
and recently, like, I've gotten used to the fact that, like, you've gotta pay to be in these publications, and then that gives you the followers, and I have also done that, right? I
mhm,
have done that as well. Now, when I came in and did Playboy, I did not have a middle person. There was no middle person. I paid a photographer. I paid a reputable official Playboy photographer to shoot me, and I had already been accepted into Playboy once when they contacted me and we did it that way, and so I already knew that I was paying the photographer for those pictures. We booked a location. It was beautiful. I felt amazing. The pictures were gorgeous. And then I have the rights to the pictures as well. So that whole situation for me was fine. Like, that was how
yeah,
I
that
went from being that's is how I transitioned from being paid to paying a photographer to shoot me, right? And it worked out fine, and I got a lot more followers. It helped me a lot to be a pen to be I I don't know. Then that person that we're talking about, she contacted me and was like, "Do you wanna be on the cover of this magazine for, like, 8 grand?" And I I was like, "Why am I like, what?" But it wasn't just would send me these things quite often, and it was like, "It's this much money, but you have to provide your own pictures." And I'm like, "So what am I paying for? Like, what?" Talking about? So to me, like, I'd already knew the situation. I'd already gotten into a position where I knew, like, I'd shot in for Playboy twice. I'd had one really good experience, one not so good experience. Not because I wasn't comfortable. Like, it was like right during COVID. I had to go over to Canada,
mhm.
and I just thought the photographer was a bit of an asshole. But like, no, it was still professional, right? And everything was above board. So the next time I shot, went back down to Miami and I shot with that photographer. He's an amazing person. But like, I, by the time that person had contacted me, I already knew how the situation worked. Do you know what I mean? Like, I already knew. So I don't know. I do wish that you'd have said something to me at the time, like before you went to do it, because I would have just been like, why don't you shoot with this guy?
Well, so my I will say, like, before all of this, because of all I started modeling in Italy, like, before I moved to the US, where I was a model, but it was all
Hmm.
for, like, artsy,
Hmm.
fun shit, and I
Hmm.
really, really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I've been published through that for years, I assumed, because at least those photos were great photos of myself that I'm
Hmm.
proud of, that if I'm gonna fucking pay,
That they're gonna be good.
they're gonna be good. This is only photo shoot that I am ashamed of, that I will not
The
show
pictures
anybody.
really weren't. The
They're
pictures
bad.
really weren't. They really
They're
weren't that
bad.
bad.
No, the photo like, the right lighting could have made that amazing.
Mhm.
Fucking one of our guys that shoots for free at the competitions would have done a great job, but they charged me for that, and you know what they did? Brought her own camera.
Yeah. It's kind of on those publications to have some quality control. Do you know what I mean?
This would not like, I was
I don't
not
understand how she got into it, like, how she managed to finagle her way in there.
and there
She
were
really
a lot of
she fucked a whole situation that could have been great. Do you know what I mean? Like, she really did. She
and there
came
was,
in
like,
and she destroyed it.
a whole thing into that too, like, trying to sell meal plans to the girls that
Wow.
the owner of that agency was using, and he would pop in here and there, and it's like I just stopped, like, doing the course. I was like, "This is fucking ridiculous." Like, and
Meal
I don't
plans.
mean to I'm gonna sound stuck up for a minute, but having sat through so many years of university,
Yeah.
it was embarrassing to sit there and, like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
There's a lot it sucks. I feel bad, and I was in the situation, like, I saw her like, that her bullshit from a mile away, but you know what I mean? But, like, at the same time, like, I people have
I
had
think
have negative experiences with people where my experiences have not actually been that negative, like, and so that's what I'm saying, like, thing the same thing can be true at the same time
yeah. Well, it was also you were going through that shit with the old
with the
club
club.
that you ran,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I was sad,
I
but
couldn't
that
add to
didn't mean
that.
that you still could have contacted me because I would have just given you the thing is, this is one thing that I did notice is that, I mean, you're heavily inked, right? And so is Angel, and both of you guys got shot by her. However,
Yeah,
when I went through when I went through, because that was supposed to be my gift to following Miss Nude World, was
mhm.
that I was gonna pay for them to shoot with this Playboy photographer. When I sent the pictures and I tried to get her submitted, he was like, "She is too inked for Playboy." Right? And so that would have been a situation, but you could have still shot like, he still would have shot you, your pictures would have been beautiful, and you could have been in a different publication because that's what happened, right?
Yeah,
But then with her like, she get completely covered in Dermablend? Yeah, and you're covered in glitter.
yeah,
So it's like,
poorly.
I don't know h yeah, but, like, I don't know how yeah. So he it's not that he didn't have any creativity, that it went from the photographer to the publication, and I don't know, she somehow managed to get in there, but neither one of you like pictures, right? So it's kinda like
Wait, Angel loved her pictures.
no, the pictures that
Yeah, that you did, not the Playboy
no,
one. Yeah,
yeah,
okay, I see what
no,
you're
no,
saying.
no, the
Yeah.
pictures that Jason took, yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah.
Well, you paid for
He
that?
didn't shoot her for Playboy because he said she is
Mhm.
too inked.
Yeah, but that
So,
photo shoot was gorgeous.
yeah.
Yeah, so
But
I was
sometimes it's
con
I don't know, it's just one of those things. But, we've talked about this for 45 minutes, and we've tried
yeah,
not to, like, drop any names or anything. We probably should just at some point just, you know. Um, but, like, there are really shady people that are
yeah,
gonna try and
and
take
people will
advantage in any
they will come
situation
around.
because people want their 15 minutes or people wanna be famous or they really, really want something. If they're
Mhm.
talented and beautiful and young, there's always gonna be somebody that is gonna pop up and try and make money off that, and there's some people that are really reputable and good in that situation and can guide you, and then there's other people that that are just
Are
there to take
reputable
advantage.
and will guide you into their own scheme.
Right, and then yeah, for sure, I mean, you see it and it's not just our industry, you see it in
Oh,
other
yeah, it's
industries, you
everywhere, yeah,
see
of
it
course.
everywhere, so it's rough, but at the same time, you just sort of just I don't know, you just have
It
to
exists. Talk to someone and get the whole story if it feels off.
I don't know, I feel like you just kinda gotta go with your gut, right? But then I know how it can be when people really want something.
Yeah, you're gonna ignore your gut.
Yeah.
It
It's better to not. It's better not to
it is
ignore your
better to
gut.
not.
I don't I've been pretty lucky with with all of my experiences, and I don't think I was, like any more sensible than anybody else. But I do feel like I went in a lot of the time, I did trust my gut with a lot of stuff, and if I didn't know, like, I have no problems. When I was younger, I had no problem seeming like a young, dumb, stupid girl. Like, I did not care. Like, I will go up to the veteran or I will call my friend who has shot for
Mhm.
Playboy before and ask her, like, "This contract seems fucking whack to me. What do you think?" Or, like,
Yeah.
I call my penthouse friend. I call my porn star friend. I call my fucking feature show girl, like, person that I met one time at this club. I'm like, "You were nice to me. Can I ask your advice? Can you
Yeah.
please tell me, do you know this person? Do you trust them?" And I'm not just talking about America. I'm talking all over Australia as well, New Zealand. Like, if there's somebody, even when I got my tits done through because I saw a girl whose tits I liked, right? And so this is what women are good
Yeah.
at. Like, you have to go to those people, and not everyone is going to steer you in the right direction. And that's where your gut comes in. But it's good to get advice from somebody else if you're not sure. And now I've flipped that. Like, I'm now on the other side of it, and I'm more than happy to just give anybody my experiences or my perspective on, like, how to handle things because, yeah, I don't think that middlemen in most of these situations are a good thing. Like, why does that person need to be there? Like, unless it's a legal representative, like an agent or
Mhm.
a lawyer, I don't understand why you need to go through a promoter unless that promoter is booking a specific event with multiple people. Like, if you're featuring at a club, why does that club need a if you're gonna be in a publication, why do you need a middle person who is neither a photographer or that publication's representative? It's kinda like pimping,
It ain't easy.
right? Like, it's like pimping, but not. That's kinda
Dun, do,
Should we
do,
say
do,
goodbye?
do.
Is that
Dun, dun.
with that should we say, "Let's have a good night"? Hey, I'm gonna have, Fire and Spice on,
Oh, I was gonna
the Mons
ask you
Venus
about
station.
that.
Yeah,
Tell me about their stuff.
they're pretty amazing, and they contacted me, and I came in, and I'm like I said, I'm pretty funny about, like, booking people that I've not met, right?
Mhm.
But they came in and they met me because 'cause they're Tampa locals, and, yeah, they're bendy, fiery, sexy duo. They describe themselves as Holesque, which I kinda liked. Yeah, very talented.
There's
Miss
so much local talent in
in Tampa,
Tampa.
yeah. Yeah. So
I'm
Miss
jealous.
V
I just
and
wanna see
Nadia
it all.
Nirvana, yeah, they're coming and they're doing 2
I love
feature
that.
shows on Friday. So, yeah, I'll let you know, yeah. There'll be some video, I'm sure that, Miss Olivia Pearl will come and film for me if she's not, traveling featuring Being Fabulous somewhere else, but, yeah, hopefully somebody from Night Moves will come and
She's
film
got
it.
a fucking body on her.
That
I'm sorry,
She gets
Olivia.
hotter. No, Olivia gets hotter every time I see her. Like, I just like
Wait,
every time I see her, she just gets more and more. I'm just like, God damn it. No, she's fine. She's
and
always
she's
been
wait,
fine. But every time I see her, she's like, just, I
uh,
don't know, she just looks more like,
in that police officer costume with the
yeah,
glasses.
yeah, she did that at the club. Yeah.
Okay, anyways,
Okay. So,
Olivia,
yeah, Olivia Pearl's hot. That's what we've come to the agreement of.
in other news,
Congratulations to Jordan Dove for being Miss New World, and we hope that
congratulations.
I'm really sorry to hear about your accident. I hope you're okay. Have we missed anything else that's happened? I don't think
Scary.
so. Clash the Titans hasn't
No.
happened yet. All of that. Yeah. I
Oh,
think
I
that's
did see
everything.
Miss Parker has a tour schedule coming up,
I
or she
know
has a
she's
special
back.
coming
She's
up.
coming back. She's coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm excited.
me
She's
too.
phenomenal. Good for her. Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
I hope you find your keys and get some rest, but
No, I'm not finding my fucking keys or getting some rest. I'm going to steal his keys and I'm going to get ready. Right.
take the drone. Love you, bye.